Okay, today we're going to do a 5-step to a cylinder. Center, the shape like this. Well, open pole shape to a cylinder. It's really important that you learn how to do a cylinder because the essential shape from, ceramic like a vase, the bowl, the pitcher, the teapot, they all come from somewhat in cylinder. So again, 5 steps. Center, well, open, pull, and shape. The tool that you will need is the wires, the needle tool, the rib tool, and this one that I cut, this one actually from the student kit, okay? So we're gonna start by gathering all your clay on one side, and you want a little small cup of water right in here with a sponge inside. Now this is a 1 pound clay, okay? Always try to weigh them. You can start 1 pound, or if you have a bigger hand, you can start with 2 pound, whatever you like. But I'm gonna start with a 1 pound. And you can notice the wheel head actually has some bullseye. So that means if you put it as middle as possible, when you turn on the wheel, it will spin in the middle. So that's your goal. Try to keep this clay in the center. Of course, if you start it off already, that's gonna struggle a little bit, okay? So again, make sure that you put the clay in the middle. And also notice that clay actually, a wheel, this is called a wheel, the head of a wheel called wheel head. This wheel head actually spin a counterclockwise. If you step on the wheel, the pedal on the side, is actually spin on the counterclockwise. I would say this is like slow speed, and then this is would be a little medium, and if you step all the way down, this will be the high. And I would say probably never use the high, and the medium to medium low speed is the best, okay? Once you put the clay in the middle, spin your wheel slightly, just a little bit, and tapping the clay. Basically, this is called attach the wheel head, okay? We want to center the clay and attaching the wheel head. Now, I'm going to make sure attaching it using an index finger, pushing the clay down to the wheel head so the water won't go in there. No. The next step is you're going to wet your hand just a little bit, okay? Not the whole thing. You don't want too much water, they're all flying all over. So right now, before you start pushing the clay, you have to understand the wheel head right here is almost, we call the clock, the wheel clock face right in here. So on here, if you look at this as a clock, that's 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock. So that means this will be, 1 and 2, 4 and 5, 7 and 8, 10 and 11. Important things that I want to tell you is because the positions of your hand makes a huge difference, okay? If you push your clay using your hand, so you can see right here, if I'm pushing my hand against the clay around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, that means I'm doing a lot of pressure right here, and that's incorrect because that's gonna give you a little carpal tunnel right there, okay? 6 o'clock, okay, but I will strongly suggest about 7 o'clock. You see it right here, this is 7 o'clock right here. I'm gonna use the ball of my hand to push it. Notice my hand is freely, so you need to make sure you lock down. Once you brace yourself locking down, push your clay 7 o'clock, and you'll notice the clay slightly come up. At the same time, because your hand is braced on your wheel, so therefore you are locking with your right hand, locking with your left, and gently pushing it down. So that will be a centering, gently letting go. That's it. Easy, right? Oh, sort of. Only take me 20 years to come this far. So again, left hand 7 o'clock, counterclockwise. Right hand 4 o'clock, and gently put it down. You don't want to do this because you cannot see the clay. You want to do this, okay? Now once you're coming down, you're gonna make a little well, okay? Center, and making a little whale right here. This little whale right here. They're gonna look like this. So what I will do is I'm gonna go down and then gently come up. Make sure that your hand is braced. So now it's a whale. Okay? So this will be this part right here, a whale. Now once you got the whale, I'm gonna push my finger inside across on both sides to open. Okay? Center, whale, and then I'm gonna open. So again, I'm gonna open from here and pushing the clay out. And that's what we're gonna do right here. Now this time I'm gonna hold in the clay again. Never do this, okay? Never do this. Elbows always down. Think about a chicken. Lock in, chicken. You don't wanna do this, okay? You wanna bring it in closer to you. Now I'm gonna use both of my thumb. My right thumb gonna go 3 o'clock, my left thumb gonna go to 9 o'clock. And gently go parallel. Don't come up. If you come up on this right in here, okay, you want to flat because you're making cylinder. If you start coming up, that means you're making ball. So make sure that you are flat in here. So again, I'm going to go ahead, brace myself, open up my clay. And that's what the inside look like. Can you see it right here? Okay. You don't want to open too wide and over your lump of clay because then you're going to rip the whole thing open. Okay. So this is right here. It's flat right here. Okay. That's open. Now we're going to pull. Before we pull, we need to make sure the base is compressed. You can use your hand to compress from the right hand side and then move to the right hand corner. Or I like to use the grip. Compress. Right there. Elbow tuck in. And gently letting go. So inside is nice and flat right there. Okay. So this lump right here, this edge is right here. Okay. Now I'm going to bring them straight up to pull. Okay. Before I start, I want to color just a little bit my clay. That's called coloring. Okay, so now the clay need to be not this. You want to be like this. So you want to taper in just slightly. Okay? So now I'm going to come out right here. Now notice I'm going to start pulling. When I start pulling, this is where I want to do is I'm going to bring my outside hand and inside hand and come straight up. Do it right here. Right here, can you see? Outside and inside right here, I'm gonna pull them straight up. It's the same thing right here, pull them straight up, okay? Except this time, your hand need to brace on the right hand side, okay? Because the wheel is a counterclockwise, so if you hold your hand on the left hand side, you basically, the clay come in against you, almost like driving against the traffic. You wanna, along with the traffic, come out from the side, okay? So again, I'm gonna start right here in the middle. I'm gonna start putting my finger underneath it. I'm gonna squeeze, finding my finger. I usually like to count to 3. 1, 2, 3, then start bringing the clay up. Once I started bringing the clay up, I'm gonna look for my inside finger. Doesn't matter your right hand or left hand, I'm gonna look for the inside finger. Now, when I pull, I wanna brace on my right. So once I started, find my finger, I'm going to gently 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, gently coming up. High it go, less the pressure that you push. One more time, start from the bottom. Okay, I'm going to push my inside hand out so I can see that lump. Outside hand in, I'm going to push it up. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, gently coming up. When you come to the top, you want to gently let it go, ease up a little bit. You don't want to touch it squeeze it too hard and the whole thing gonna offshade it. So this is already like, second pull, but I already have nothing underneath it already because I already can see. You can pull as many as you want, okay? So since I only have 1 pound clay, 2 pull is already plenty, so I'm gonna do this. Now, next step is shape. Okay, shape right here. So that means I'm going to If I want a straight cylinder, what I will do is run my clay pushing against my rib right here. You see right here, and gently come up, and that will be a straight cup right there. That's your cylinder, okay? So you want to practice the cylinder first. Once you practice the cylinder, that means you understand the left hand and right hand balance, and then will allow you to make a different variation of shape. For example, so what I'm doing right here, I'm kind of establish my upper rim right here, because I don't want my rim got too thick, so I want it a little thin. So now what I would do is, remember I say once you know how to throw a cylinder, you can throw anything. This is what I try to say right here is, that says, for example, if I push my inside hand harder, okay, push my inside hand harder, can you see the clay coming out? Can you see it? Then I'm gonna take my outside hand, which is using a rib to shape it. One more time. I can use my rib too. I like to use that rib to do it just because it's easier to do it. Okay, right there. So here's it pushing it out. And then if my outside hand pushing harder than the inside hand, I will close them slightly. Okay? So that is the cylinder. Again, so that's your cup. Okay? Once you're done with your cup, it's not done yet. Okay? Make sure inside there's no water. Take out as much water as you can. Okay? And outside, you want to hold your rib tool like you holding the pen. You're going to slide it down right here on top and down to the wheel head about 45-degree angle. So you want to cut off all those excess clay. Like that. So make a little groove, allow your hand to go through. Allow your wire to go through, can you see? And I'm gonna come like this way, and I'm gonna cut all the way through, okay? But this time I'm gonna show you what does it look like. So this is what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut it in half. Okay, here we go. So right here, so that's what it look like, okay? Equal thickness all the way up. You can trim a little bit if you want, okay? So that will be your cylinder. Now go make some cylinder. Cup.